how to draw a bowl of chips. Welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. Today I'm going to show you how to draw this cute little bowl of chips with coloring pencils. I'll show you how to do this step by step. This is an easy drawing lesson for kids, beginners, and kids of all ages. Hi everyone, welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. My name is Rain. In this series, Alphabet Soup, we choose a letter from the alphabet and we draw food that starts with that letter. So let's draw. This is what you'll need for today's drawing. I have my dollar store drawing pad here. It's 11 inches by 8.5. You're going to need a pencil. You're going to need an eraser. And I have my fancy little eraser here that I use. If you have an old paintbrush lying around, you can use that to dust off your page. Today we're using coloring pencils. So I've got yellow. I have a kind of darker yellow. It's called yellow ochre. But if you only have one yellow, that's okay. I have red. I have silver. And I have a brown coloring pencil. I also have my black Sharpie and my fine-tipped black marker for outlining. So why don't I clear my page and we can begin drawing our bowl of chips. Okay, so here's how we are going to start. First, we're going to draw. First, I'm going to get the dust off my page. We're going to draw a bowl. So a bowl, we've got a little oval here. And it's not a big bowl. Just like this. I'm going to erase a little bit because I don't like that. Actually, I'm going to keep that there because I'll show you why I'm going to keep that there. So this is our bowl. Easy, right? So now let's fill our bowl with some chips. And the reason I'm keeping that there is because I'll just make it into a chip. And chips are not all round, right? They can be small or they can be weirdly shaped like this. So just fill your bowl with some chips. And I'll fill some here. And there's going to be some always in the background. Fill it up as you want to. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw a few chips that are flying out of the bowl. And I'll show you how to make them look like they're flying after. Just 4 of them, just like that. And I'm going to draw a face on the bowl right away, just so that we don't color it in. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 big, really oval eyes. Now what I'm going to do is put the eye pupils, I should say, like this on the top, so it looks like he's looking up at his chips. And he's going to have a little surprised mouth. Like, oh, what's going on? Okay, so that's our chip bowl and outline. And what I'm going to do is, I like salt and vinegar chips, so I'm going to actually draw next to him a little salt shaker. Very easy. Just like that. And we'll put details in after. And because it's salt and vinegar, I'm going to draw a little bit of a vinegar container. Kind of like this. And it has a handle. And we'll put a little cork in it. And we'll, like I said, we'll put some details after. So since this is alphabet soup, we should actually be writing out the word chips. So I usually do that at the beginning, but I didn't do it this time, so why don't we do it now? We'll draw a capital C and a small c, and we'll write out the word chips. So let's draw a capital C, H, I, P, and S. Chips. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black fine-tipped marker and I'm going to outline everything because I'm going to erase my pencil marks. I'm going to leave it up to you if you want to erase your pencil marks or not, but I'm going to be erasing them, so I don't mind if I don't really follow my pencil marks. But if you're not going to be erasing your pencil marks, try to follow the lines that you drew in pencil, just so things look nicer. Okay? So here I go, drawing the chip bowl, or outlining, I should say. That's a big chip right there. I think we're going to make some of these ruffled. I like ruffled chips. Maybe all of them will be ruffled, we'll see. And if you don't know what ruffled means, it means the lines, you know, on the chips. I really like those. And the bowl. And I'm going to do the eyes now. I'm going to make them a little bigger. Like I said, I'm erasing my pencil marks, so that's okay. They look kind of funny right now, but... Okay. And I'll do the salt shaker here. And the vinegar bottle. I was thinking about what type of chips I wanted to draw. Salt and vinegar is one of my favorites. I also like ketchup chips. I almost drew a ketchup bottle. But I decided, I'll do salt and vinegar. Now I'm going to erase my pencil marks. I'm not going to erase this, but I'm going to erase all the pencil marks from where I outlined. Now I always say make sure that your marker is dry before you erase. And I'm going to erase very gently because I don't want to smudge the marker, which you can do sometimes depending on the marker you use. And we don't want to smudge our marker. Just erasing all the pencil lines here. It's a nice sunny January day here in Canada where I live. So I hope the lighting is okay here. I have my big bright lights on, but sometimes if the sun goes in and out of the clouds, it's hard to keep the lighting the same. So if it gets a little dark now and then, it's just the sun going in to the clouds. See how this paintbrush comes in handy? Instead of using your hand, you know, and going, just use the brush. Okay, so everything is erased. Now I'm going to start adding color. Now, why don't I start with yellow? I'm going to color in all the chips this bright yellow, and then I'm going to use this darker yellow to color it in too. So I'm blending the two colors together. I think that's going to look really nice. So why don't I begin, because I think this yellow is a little too yellow for chips. I don't know, just my opinion. Oh. Everybody okay? One of my dogs is dreaming and she's going, oof, oof. Maybe she's dreaming about chips. Now, if you are using a coloring pencil, turn it once in a while so you don't wear it all down on one side. Because if it wears down all on one side, what happens is you have to keep sharpening it, and this is what happens. You get a small little pencil. But I use yellow a lot, so I'm very, very careful to turn it once in a while. So depending on what kind of chip you're eating from your drawing today, you might have barbecue chips, and that would be more orange. Or like I said, the ketchup chips, those are more red. Turn your pencil and don't press down too hard. I'll talk about that after. But if you watch my channel here and you follow my drawing lessons, then you already know why we don't have to press down too hard. But I will tell you in just a moment when I finish the chips. I have to say though, it's not easy coloring with a tiny little pencil like this. Okay, turning my pencil. And I'm just going to fill in all the chips. All right, 2 to go. I think I might have to get a new yellow soon. This is just too short. Okay, so now I'm going to take that darker yellow and I'm going to add a second layer of color to each chip. Now, if you were going to use just one color yellow, add a second layer. And this is what I mean by a second layer. You're just coloring it in twice. And that's why we don't have to press down hard. Because if we're going to color in twice, or even 3 times or 4 times, you can see the difference between 2 layers and 1 layer. It's a lot more vibrant. But I'm going to do that with this darker yellow color, just to blend the 2 colors so that I can get a nice sort of, no, not a bright yellow, but kind of a chip color yellow. See that? It's a nice blend. We're going to come back with the other yellow too after and add a 3rd layer of color just to help blend everything in. But right now I'm just adding a second layer to the chips and I'm turning my pencil. Oh, it's much easier to color with a long pencil. When the coloring pencils are too short, it hurts my hands. Okay, now I know I already added a second layer there, so I'm just going to go over it with this darker color. But that's okay if they're not all the same color. Not every chip is the same. And it depends what kind of chip you have. Mine are potato chips, but you can have corn chips too. I really like corn chips. My tummy doesn't like them, but I like them. You can get rice chips too. And now, I mean, there's all sorts of chips you can get now. Vegetable chips, veggie chips. Turn your pencil. Isn't that a nice color? The 2 yellows together. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that little yellow again and I'm going to put a 3rd layer just to blend those 2 yellows together. And you can do whatever you like. If you're happy with 2 layers, great, just do 2. But I want 3, so I'm going to do 3 layers of color. I tried to make my own chips once with potatoes, but the problem is if you're doing it by hand, like if you don't have a machine, it's hard to get them really thin and they don't cook very well, so I just stick to the stuff I buy at the store. I already did 3 layers on that one, so I'm going to skip that one and just continue to do these here. And I'll turn my pencil. And I got this little fella down here. There we go. It's looking good. So I told you I tried to make potato chips. Didn't work out too well. But I also make pita chips with pita bread. Those are so easy to make. You just take scissors and cut up the pita into little triangles if you want, or little circles. Put a little bit of salt and olive oil on them and put them in the oven for maybe 5 minutes or something like that. They're nice and crispy after. You can dip them in stuff too. Really delicious. I do the same with tortillas. Okay, so our chips are all colored in. Next up, I'm going to grab my red color and color in the bowl, but I'm not going to color in the eyes. I'll color in the mouth, but not the eyes. So again, use a light touch. Don't press down hard because we'll be adding layers. And I'm trying my best not to get any red into the chips and into the eyes, and I think the mouth is okay. We can color in the mouth. But I want to try not to get any outside the bowl here. This is how I color things in. I always do the outline first. It helps me to figure out where I'm putting all my color. And I'm turning my red pencil here. If you're using crayons, you want to turn them also so you don't wear them all down on one side. Now I'm going to kind of go around the eyes very carefully. Oh, there's my cat. Can you hear him scratching on the door? Well, if you follow my videos, you know that you always hear pet sounds in the background, because that's my family. I always joke that I don't have human children, I have furry children. 2 cats and 5 dogs. And I am shocked that the dogs are so quiet right now. Okay, let me color all of this in. And when I color, I kind of do circles like that. It looks like I'm doing a straight line, but I'm actually using a circular motion. I'm going to turn my pencil. Now with the red, I may have to do 3 layers to get the color I want. So we'll have to see. But you do as many layers as you'd like to do. You might be okay with 1. Yes, I'm going to color in the mouth. That's okay. Turning my pencil, can't forget to do that. Okay. Okay, so that's one layer of red. I'm going to go ahead and apply a second layer. See already the difference? And I'm really not pressing down hard at all. It's just that the more layers you add, the more color you put on your paper, and the nicer it looks. In the case of our chips, we've got a brighter color. And in the case of the bowl, we've got a deeper color, a deeper red color. We're using a lot of color in the bowl today, so I may have to stop and sharpen. And you can color this bowl in any color you want. It doesn't have to be red. I just thought red would look nice with the chips. See the difference? Doesn't it look much better? 2 layers. All right, it's looking good. I'm going to be careful around the eyes. And I think I'm going to just leave one layer in the mouth. As my cat scratches again. I always mention that I have one cat with me in my room here because I only can have one in here with the dogs. My 2 cats don't really get along very well, so they're in separate areas of the house all the time, which is too bad because it would be nice if they got along. But you know, just like people, not all animals get along, right? So we have to keep them all safe. But he has plenty of room over there. Once in a while, one of the dogs goes in to join him, so he's not alone all the time, you know. So I think I'm going to go over this and do a quick 3rd layer. Nothing fancy, just areas where I think need a little bit more red. And I'm going to hopefully get this done without having to stop and sharpen my pencil. But if you want to stop at 2 layers, it's your choice. This is your drawing. You make it the way you like it. But like I said, I'll leave one layer in the mouth, just so it stands out a little bit. All right, this is looking pretty good so far. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So why don't I take my silver color and I'm going to just color the top of the salt shaker silver. And like I said, this is, I think my tip is going to break here. There we go. I sharpened it really a lot. Let me just brush that off. And I'll give it a quick 2nd layer. There we go. And for the vinegar, I've got my brown, and I'm just going to color in this brown. It's like a little cork on top. But otherwise, I'm not going to color anything in here. And I'll give that a quick 2nd layer as well. There we go. Everything's all colored in. So why don't we add some detail? Now I'm going to take my fine tip marker and I'm going to put ridges on the potato chips. Just little lines to show ridges on them. I'm going to do that for all of them. Okay, and they don't all have to be in the same direction. These can go this way, and they can be big or small, whatever you want to do. Like I said, it's your drawing, so you make it the way you want. You see? Just little potato ridges. That looks good. Oh, I wish I had some chips right now. Every time I do these drawings for Alphabet Soup, for the food show, I get so hungry. So if you can, try to do different directions. For example, I'm doing this one side to side, left to right. So this one I want to do top to bottom, you know, just so they're different next to each other. And all of my ridges have a little bit of an arc to them. They're kind of circular, if you know what I mean. This one we'll do this way. This one we can do, let's do it this way. Now this big one here, I think we'll do, yeah, up and down like that. Okay, this is looking good. Good enough to eat. Maybe this way. There. Those are our ridged chips. Now remember I told you these are flying out, right? So I'm gonna show you just doing two little things like this, kind of around each chip. Makes it look like they're moving around. You see? Like they kind of flew out. Now, I'm going to give him some eyebrows. And we're going to color in the pupils after, but I'm going to use my Sharpie for that. So, for the salt shaker, first of all, let's put a big S on it to show that it's salt. And we'll put a V on this one to show that it's vinegar. And I think I'm going to put a little squiggly line. That way we know the vinegar is up to the top. And I'm going to close this off here. There we go. And on the salt shaker, let's put some dots, because it's got to come out somewhere, right? Little dots for the salt shaker. And I'm going to take my black Sharpie, this is my black Sharpie, and color in the pupils. I always use my black Sharpie because it's easier, it covers more, you know, it's a bigger marker. When I used to use my fine liner to draw in the pupils, it used up a lot of ink. So, one of my dogs is moving around in her cage where she's sleeping. There. Doesn't he look surprised? I love this drawing. Well, my friends, as I always say, sign your work. I want you to be very proud of the beautiful work of art that you just created. Wasn't that a fun one to do today? A bowl of chips. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, my friends, and we'll see you next time on Rain Francis Art for Kids. Thanks for watching. Bye.